peace, O God of my salvation, because the mouth of the wicked and of the sinful is open. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. At a bill put dread, and the man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. You know here. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rob and cheat and oppress the poor. May God, what a sin thing. I have been get throw one stone, and it bring a bad feelings to all wicked men. What a plot, Bingy man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feelings to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red eye. How they want to see the days when them can send out Rasta, can't send I out, I send out Babylon. Pinky man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. What? Pinky man a throw one stone, and it bring a bad feelings to all wicked men. Things change, my friend. The table is turned, my friend. And you will have to live and learn and go fret. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one, Bingy man we throw one stone, and it bring up bad feelings in Africa. Bingy man we throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling in a European land. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let him hear what the prophet of the land says. Truthful one throw one stone, and it brings up bad feelings to all wicked.
Greetings and salutations.
The truthful one them throw
You
one
are now in
stone.
tune on the one, the force itself. At this time, we call it the Master Blaster Jammin'. I am your brother, the Rastafari, Ike Tall Iman I, for the Underground News Network. The Hopi, the peaceful people, have a lot in common with the black nations. There is a divine connection with the black people of Mali, West Africa, known as Dogon, and the African American, basically the Rastafari, via the one speaking, your brother, Aital Iman I. There are archaeological similarities between the cliff side structures of the Dogon in Mali and the structures found in places such as Chaco Canyon in the American Southwest. Hopi ancestry can be traced back to previous generations of their people who migrated through and lived in Chaco Canyon. These peoples, in turn, can trace their lineage back further to migrations that came through the Yucatan Peninsula in Central America, where pyramids similar to those discovered in Egypt were built. This is known knowledge. We have a living connection that cannot be denied. In the year 1992, I traveled to Hopi land from an inspiration I had concerning the sacred stone tablets and Hopi prophecy, the return of the White One, Kachina. I did not see that as a return of a literal white man, but I saw it as the return of one pure in heart, white in heart. It just so happened to be the last total solar eclipse of the 20th century. I reached Hoti Villa about sundown, inquiring about Kachina. Most of the people were at their dinner tables. A few young people were walking around. They were a very peaceful people. All that I asked did not know what I was talking about. They didn't even see me as a stranger, had no apprehensions. I met one young Hopi youth who told me that they don't deal with the old ways anymore. You know how young people are, they just not into the traditional ways, and he said that was so also for the older people. But he remembered there was an old man he called Old Thomas, who lived up in Kilhotsmovi up on the 3rd Mesa. The young fellow said Old Thomas should be able to help me. So I drove up the road a ways through the hill and around the steep bends, stopped at the post office. Anybody ever been there, they know where the post office is up there, and parked the U-Haul till morning. By the way, Arizona is a very special place. The U-Haul was actually gifted to me. I went trying to rent the U-Haul to get around. The fellow was so nice, he just gifted me the U-Haul and said when I finish, bring it back. And it was from a U-Haul company, so that don't happen every day. So we camped out in the U-Haul there, me, my wife, and 2 children at the time. Then we went to the house of Thomas, who was having a very special and important meeting with Hopi from Japan who were with him. They were planning a strategy, working out a plan to present to the government concerning passport issues to make it possible for Hopi brethren to travel freely when the time came for such mass travel without any hassle. His wife came out, very peaceful woman, dignified. She came out to greet me and my family, set us at a round table there, and brought a large umbrella. The table was a stone table, if I can recall correctly. She informed us that Thomas would be out shortly to talk with us. What I had and presented to Thomas was a collage of crop circles, pictures of Haile Selassie, Bob Marley, and Stevie Wonder fitted into a collage. I explained the endeavor of the Master Blaster Jamming, how the crop circles were talking about sound vibration, and that there were to be a concert to call the people together. So he smiled after I told him what I had to tell him. He said, wait a minute. So he went back into his kiva there and came out with a package. It was some paperwork, which to my chagrin were crop circles. He said it was a project the government had him working on, identifying crop symbols that were the same as Hopi symbols or had some meaning to the Hopi. Thomas told me that what I was speaking to him about was not far-fetched, because in the early 70s a black man from South Africa came to the area dressed somewhat like I was, seeking Indians to share information about the stone tablets. He also felt that he was a part of the vibration of the return of Paul Hana, and he came seeking, but he did not find the Indians on the Mesa. He found Hollywood Indians. I think he had went to California thinking he was in Arizona. Now, how Thomas got this information, I don't know. I believe there was some deeper meaning. Maybe it meant I didn't really understand what I was doing. I don't know. I doubt it very seriously, but I don't know why he told me this story. But one thing he told me, he said what I was saying was not far-fetched. He had heard it before. So, what I didn't know at the time was that Thomas Benyanka was, old Thomas as I knew him then, was the Thomas Benyanka that was chosen by the old ones back in the day to deliver the final message to the United Nations. So it was like shortly after my meeting with Thomas, and it was like when I went there, it was like that day was the last total solar eclipse of the 20th century. So shortly after that meeting with Thomas, Thomas delivered, that was in the year 1992, Thomas actually delivered the message to the United Nations. You are now in tune on the one, the force itself. At this time, we call it the Master Blaster Jamming. This is part one of the Blue Star Kachina. We're going to set some things straight here. There's people wondering about the Blue Star Kachina, when did it show up and all that. So we're going to show you here that within the Rastafari, the newest movement, we say religious movement, it's not really a religion, but it's a spiritual movement, the youngest spiritual movement upon orb ship Earth, carries some very profound information. We're going to deliver here some world shattering information here at the end time, in these end times. This information is coming from the Holy Rastafari movement concerning the Blue Star Kachina. We're going to straighten this prophecy out for you here. We want you to listen very attentively. Open your mind, open your ears. You have to go grab the sacred chalice or whatever you have to do. Listen and you will learn something here, revealed for the first time from the Rastafari movement via your brother Aital Ayman I. You are now in tune on the one, the force itself. At this time we call it the Master Blaster Jamming.
Hold not thy peace, O God of my salvation, because the mouth of the wicked and of the sinful is open. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. At a put dread